What is up, everybody, fellow nerds, geeks amongst us all? Welcome to Nerd Informants episode number 17 with the third Rock from the Sun theme song blaring. I'm Josh Grisham.
I'm Tim Church.
Two nerds back at it again for episode number 17 of Nerd Informants, breaking down nerd culture, movies, collectibles, games, and so much more.
That more classifies Bed Bath & Beyond, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and the Lego store.
Now that's a lot. That is a vast reach we have. You realize this, correct?
That's huge.
Well, here we are, obviously, on a Sunday, a beautiful Sunday in the Ozarks for this episode of Nerd Informants, and a lot's gone on. Movies have been seen. Matter of fact, a movie that we just got back from not long ago, and hence the tribute, if you will, Third Rock from the Sun, the theme song for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. What did we just get back from?
We went and saw the movie Snowden.
We did go and see the movie Snowden from director Oliver Stone. And what are your thoughts? This one was one you could chew on for at least a couple of days.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It's got me really thinking.
You're still thinking.
It's a movie that definitely makes you think. You wonder. Of course, it was Hollywood, and they made it very clear at the beginning of the movie that this is a dramatization of what the events that took place with that whole thing. But it really makes you think about your government. It makes you think, is he a hero? Is he the villain in all this? Is he really a traitor of the United States? It makes you question a lot of things. Let
me ask you this: when we went in to see the movie, did you know much about Edward Snowden? And if you did, when you went in to see the movie, did you view Edward Snowden as a traitor, a hero, a spy? What was your take on Edward Snowden before the movie played?
Before the movie played, I did not know a lot about Snowden. I did not know a lot about what led up to him releasing the information he did. I'd never really known that. I didn't really know 100% where and when he worked, when and where he did, and for which governmental agencies. Pretty much all I knew at some point that he was in the military in some form. I knew that because many of the press situations was, this former soldier turned against his own country. But I always saw him as a man who felt that the world needed to know the truth about this situation. And, I don't know. It's kind of a weird subject for me because I don't really know where I stood before him. I guess it really didn't bother me too much because I've really not put too much extra thought into it. So I suppose you could say that I thought what he did was important for the United States citizens to know, and I think I kind of feel the same way since then. Since watching the movie now, that I feel that he gave us the information that we deserved to know, because nobody else knew what was going on except for that a crazy homeless guy down the street. But
well, and going into the movie, I will say this. I mean, no matter how you view Edward Snowden and what he did, whether you view him as an internet hero, a mere whistleblower and nothing more, a traitor involved in espionage, there's so many different opinions and views you can have of Edward Snowden. He's cheered at the end of the movie. Sorry, spoiler alert, but there you go. Go into it with an open mind, and I think if you go in there and you have any strong opinion relative to the NSA, or you have a strong opinion relative to the level of access or involvement of big government, this movie is going to make you question everything you know about surveillance, how it's handled, how much we're involved, how much of a superpower we are. It really, the way Oliver Stone crafted the movie, it's a film to make you think. It really, really is. And you'll probably realign your opinion one way or the other, whether it's relative to Edward Snowden or it's relative to the government itself. I think opinions will be changed if you go and see this movie.
I definitely agree with that statement, 100%. I guess I'm kind of awkwardly in this place where, maybe he should have brought this to some of his superiors before he took it to the media. I don't know. The way he did it was kind of awkward, and that's kind of how I got this feeling. The movie, it was something you see like Tom Cruise doing in a Mission Impossible movie. Secretly taking the information from the government in order for the greater good, and that's kind of it was kind of awkwardly done by him. And I think that's why it's making it a little bit hard for me to say, yeah, he did the right thing. No, he didn't do the right thing. He just didn't take the proper steps, or at least in the movie, it didn't show him trying to take the proper steps to have this rectified. Or
the movie really didn't show him making a formal complaint to anybody, and you could perceive that as a misstep on Edward Snowden's behalf. With not filing the formal complaint. I said something to Tim as I was watching the movie. I'm like, you could tell that Edward Snowden was really conflicted with the things that he saw in his time with the NSA and the CIA, and as he evolved and went on up the food chain, if you will. Being the top dog was kind of always there, and it was dangled in front of him, and you don't know if it was just the allure of that, the financial security, the money, whatever it was. He saw things, and he was kind of in and out, in, out, in, out throughout the entire process of the movie. And my question to Tim was, well, when he saw all this stuff going on, why didn't he get out at the first sign of trouble or something that he disagreed with or was morally questionable? Why didn't he just get out and stay out? Never really explained fully in the movie why he kept going forward.
No, it's never really explained, and that does bug me a little bit. It's just, but in the beginning of the movie, and I will share this, and I don't really consider this a spoiler, whenever he's interviewing for his job to join, I'm assuming this, was it the CIA at that point? CIA, he was, interviewing for his job. He had just gotten out of the military, and he felt that he needed to do something for the greater good for his country. And I think that he was truly devoted to being an American. He was truly devoted to wanting to keep our country safe. I think he was fully devoted to the ideal that with his skills, with his knowledge, with his abilities as a hacker, for lack of a better word, a hacker, he could make a difference. And I think that's what maybe kept him going through all these different agencies and all the trials and the challenges that were brought before him, personally, mentally, physically, emotionally. And at the end of the day, he finally couldn't take it anymore and realized that what I'm doing isn't for the greater good. Took a step back, looked at the situation, and felt, okay, this is what needs to be done so I can continue on the path that I thought I was already on.
Yep.
So...
And, he's currently still in Russia. His girlfriend, Lindsay Mills, is there with him, has joined him over in Russia. So happy ending, silver lining, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're at right now in the real world. So, quite frankly, friends, I'm going to give Snowden 9 pocket protectors out of 10. Certified nerdy. A very good directorial effort from Oliver Stone, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is great in the role of Edward Snowden. A great movie. What do you think?
I'm with you. 9 out of 10. 100 right there. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has been one of my favorite actors for many, many years. The only movie I've ever watched of his that I felt, why'd you do that, was Looper. By far the worst movie he's ever done, in my opinion.
Oh wow! See, now you're knocking on the directorial door of Episode 8, Rian Johnson, man.
Yeah,
can't believe you're doing that.
True.
You just went there.
Yeah, Looper was probably my least favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie ever. Wow. But I can say I agree. 9 out of 10. He did a phenomenal job, and the reason that I feel like it needed to be deducted at least 1 point, it was very slow. The pace, it a couple times I had noticed myself and even others around us in the theater, they were having trouble paying attention. They were looking around, they were talking to each other. I could hear the people that were right behind me kept whispering back and forth about things that were not even involved in the movie.
Yeah, well, so, it's too much government stuff on the top of the head.
It's a lot of information to process in one sitting. So, and it's very slow.
Be prepared for that, friends. Be prepared for that.
So,
on the other side of it, we went out and we saw Snowden, clearly by Oliver Stone, but also another movie was watched by yours truly. Tim went out in Solo and he saw Sully. We talked about that in the last episode of Nerd Informants. Well, I went out, took one for the team, and saw The Blair Witch. at the Branson Meadows Cinema. So thanks to the team for having us out there as well to see that movie. And friends, let me just tell you that a lot of conflicting opinions right now. There's been a lot of fan love for the Blair Witch, deservedly so, citing it as a solid movie. It's a movie really that they're saying it is a sequel to the original Blair Witch, and this particular movie flew under the radar because it was under another name relative to The Woods, and so nobody really knew it was a sequel. Director Adam Wingard actually was really covert about this and the way he brought it to the masses, but it was revealed as a sequel. And what I would tell you is when you go and see this movie, it's a film that stands on its own very, very well without really needing to tie back to the original. Although one of the main characters in the film, the premise is he's trying to find out the whereabouts of his sister Heather Donahue, was one of the lead characters that ended up missing at the end of the first movie. You just saw the camera go askew and then nothing. That's how the first Blair Witch ended. So this one, he's searching for any information he can get on his missing sister. Obviously, it has been a long, long time since the first movie, so the setup and the premise is there. And you just know that it's not going to end well for these teens that go into the woods in Burkittsville, Maryland. So I will tell you, go in. Don't expect it to be like this super stellar effort, a fitting follow-up. It really plays off itself more as a solo film rather than tying itself back to the past. In that effort, it actually succeeds very, very well. So my assessment on the Blair Witch here in 2016 is 8 pocket protectors out of 10. So it is certified nerdy. Got to go check it out. Keep an open mind. You'll see nice nods back to the original film. There are plenty of standout scenes that is going to make your hair crawl and your skin. I mean, seriously, it gets with you. There are some really standout scenes in this movie that I like that are truly unnerving.
So it's probably a good thing you went by yourself and not with me, because last time I ended up sitting in your lap.
Yeah.
And that was awkward.
You did. That was very awkward for a lot of people in the theater. There's some small children that went blind as well when that happened. So if Tim goes and sees this movie, he'll probably have to go by himself if he can hack it, but I think he can. So great movie from the Blair Witch. Go out and check it out. 8 out of 10 pocket protector certified nerdy friends. You will not be disappointed. A great film that stands on its own with subtle nods and love back to the original movie. All right, big reveal. I actually dropped it on our Facebook page, my friend. Zack Snyder presenting a nice little nugget, a little gift to fandom over the weekend from Justice League with J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. What'd you think about the reveal? What'd you think about the picture?
It's what I wanted him to look like. Whenever I saw that J.K. Simmons was going to be taking on the role of Commissioner Gordon, I mean, you look at Batfleck. It's an older Batman.
True.
He's been around for a while. He's seen several Robins, at least a couple, come through the Batcave. And so I was looking for a Commissioner Gordon that had some age on him. J.K. Simmons definitely showed that. But I'm sure, everybody saw the picture of him in the gym a couple months back. If you take off that...
Ripped Commissioner Gordon. Yeah.
So he looks exactly how I'd hoped he'd look as Commissioner Gordon.
Trench coat, hat, and everything else. Now, I know it didn't look to me like it was a finished shot. The one thing that I worry about in seeing it is that it was in black and white. It was suitably dark. And of course, you know that they're trying to learn from past mistakes. They're trying to lighten it up a little bit, make it more fun. Is that going to be kind of the tone of Justice League? Whenever we're in Gotham, it's like, we're in Gotham City. It's got to be dark. Well, you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be dark.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to see?
Well, I will say, as far as to the color of the photograph, when Snyder first dropped the first picture of Batman and the Batmobile for Batman vs. Superman, it was in black and white. And I really believe that it was done in a way to not give off too much information. Okay? And given, you see Commissioner Gordon, you see the bat symbol, of course, the bat nightlight, whatever you want to call it.
The bat nightlight. Good name. Yes.
The bat signal. I couldn't think of the word.
There you go. See?
Bat signal.
You got it now.
Because I'm tired. But basically, I think it was just to give straight to the point. There's Commissioner Gordon. There's the bat signal. That's all there is in this picture for you to look at. Because I mean, just this week, I mean, we also got a picture of Batman himself, in tactical gear. Batman is what everybody's calling him,
And that looked very good. I will say that.
It did. And you know, he was wearing the goggles and everything like that, sunglasses, if you will, whatever you want to call them. But and of course, there's been the whole debate this week on whether or not he looked too much like a particular Zack Snyder character from a movie called Watchmen. I don't want to fringe on any copyright.
You don't want to ruin anything, right? Yeah.
But here's the deal. I mean, Batman is Batman. Who cares? Batman is Batman, and it was Batman Day yesterday, so let bygones be bygones at the end of the week, folks.
He was very happy about that, friends. Trust me. There was a lot of Batman posts on social media for Nerd Informants all over the place. Big news, too, as well, and it was kind of a cross between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland on the social media aspect. A lot of teases that Tom Holland's Peter Parker in Spider-Man Homecoming could be paying attention and a visit to the Avengers building. Nice little tease. You think it's going to happen? You think they're going to bring Spider-Man to the Avengers building, or is it just a social media ploy for attention?
No, I think that definitely we're gonna see Pete at the Avengers HQ, which is also known as the Pontiac building, one of the large Pontiac buildings in that location that has served as the Avengers HQ building for the last couple of movies. And, you know, Tom Holland posted a picture of him at the top of the building with a couple of people. Also the same week that Robert Downey Jr. is reportedly scheduled to have started his filming for Spider-Man Homecoming. Of course, the cameo role that he'll be serving has not been confirmed it has been confirmed, but as to the length that it will be. In my mind, I kind of see Peter going to Tony Stark, Mr. Stark, for a couple different reasons. One of them is, you know, maybe his suit needs an upgrade. Something's not right. Something's not working. So, of course, he's going to take it to Tony at the Avengers HQ. Or Tom is having some sort of... Peter is having some sort of ideological mind backset of some sort against a villain or whatnot, and he goes to the wonderful Tony Stark for advice.
Personally, the way I see this whole thing going down myself is that at some point during Spider-Man Homecoming, Aunt May goes missing. So Tom Holland's Peter Parker has to go to the Avengers building to track her down. And lo and behold, to Peter Parker's surprise, he finds Aunt May in the Avengers building having a candlelit dinner of fettuccine alfredo with one Tony Stark. Because Tony Stark thinks Aunt May is hot. Tim likes that idea. Oh, come on. You know that's viable. You know that is viable. That could happen.
This is not a John Hughes movie, for Pete's sake, man.
As a matter of fact, John Watts is shooting aspects of Spider-Man Homecoming a la John Hughes-esque. So, my friend, I hate to break it to you, this could be happening. We'll see if I'm right when Spider-Man Homecoming hits cinemas, folks. Bank on it. Trust me. There will be a candlelit dinner with Tony Stark.
Pepper won't be happy about that. She's a jealous woman.
They're on a hiatus. They're on a break.
They're on a break. Ross and Rachel were on a break once, too. Look what happened there.
Come on, don't go there with friends. All right. Speculate away, my friend. This is actually breaking on Twitter for episode 17 of Nerd Informants right now. The director of Thor Ragnarok is being very coy and is not being forthcoming with the information, Mr. Watiti, if you will, about a possible Doctor Strange cameo from Benedict Cumberbatch in Thor Ragnarok. Doctor Strange cameo in Thor Ragnarok? I say make it happen. Timmy?
Oh, I think it should happen. It needs to happen.
How do you make it happen, though? Set the scene.
Well, here's the deal. Thor left at the end of Avengers 2 Age of Ultron to go back to Asgard to try to figure out what's the deal, because, you know, 4 of the 6 Infinity Stones have popped up recently. Personally, I was kind of hoping Thor would have a cameo himself in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Since that's not been hinted at all by James Gunn, I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it only makes sense because it's very possible that Doctor Strange has one of the final 6 Infinity Stones. So, with that said, I think that Doctor Strange, one, will be paid a visit by Hulk and Thor, or by Thor and Loki, because we recently found them
puny sorcerer.
Yeah. Walking the streets in everyday clothes. I mean, we also saw pictures recently of Odin walking the streets in what seemed to be a hobo attire of sorts. So I think in one way or the other, Doctor Strange will show up. Either Doctor Strange himself or someone from the Doctor Strange movie. One of the many characters that are going to be seen in that upcoming film this year. I think they could make an appearance as well if Benedict is too busy.
As a matter of fact, there may be a scene in Thor Ragnarok where they're all sharing a delicious plate of levitating shawarma. Because Doctor Strange can do that. He can levitate things, clearly. He's the Sorcerer Supreme, so levitating shawarma is not far out of the realm of possibility here.
That's true.
Levitating shawarma, friends! Bank on it. That's what you're going to see in the movie. I could be wrong. Buddy, you're going to really hate this.
Yeah, I know.
But as great a film as Captain America the Winter Soldier was, globally and domestically, it is no longer the global champion because it got passed by a movie. Would you like to tell the listening audience here on this episode of Nerd Informants what film passed Captain America the Winter Soldier? Or would you like me to do that?
I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead, please. Tell the masses, please. Thank you.
Captain America Winter Soldier was passed at the global box office by Suicide Squad.
How does that make you feel?
Hungry for vengeance.
Folks, Tim's very sensitive about this right now, and he's going to get over it. It's going to take some time, but Suicide Squad is actually doing very well in the global box office right now, and Captain America Civil War is out on home video, and The Winter Soldier's been out for a while now, but Suicide Squad is again doing very well in the global box office.
I'll repeat it again, Suicide Squad, it had certain aspects that I really enjoyed. I look forward to it coming out on DVD and Blu-ray so I can watch it myself in my home once again.
He's going to use it as a coaster. Yes, it's going to happen.
Maybe. That's an expensive coaster.
All right, moving on so you can get the taste of Suicide Squad out of your mouth. Hey, tell everybody how excited you are for Super Troopers 2 because they added a great new addition to the cast. He really looks good in pleated pants. Who is he?
This is literally the best news Super Troopers 2 has announced.
Shenanigans.
Since Super Trooper 2 literally made their announcement that they were literally making a literally second movie. Now, if you don't realize why I'm saying literally so much, you can just go home, stop watching this show because it's not for you. Okay?
Don't stop watching this show, though.
Yeah, don't. But do. Because if you don't know, I'm saying literally because Rob Lowe from famed Parks and Recreation is in Super Troopers 2.
He's going to be in Super Troopers 2, and there is a rumor that he will be in the movie wearing pleated pants.
And that's literally the best thing ever. Literally.
What's the name of that restaurant you like to go to all the time?
What, Shenanigans? Ooh, ooh,
ooh, shenanigans, shenanigans.
I'm going to pistol whip the next person that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva.
Yeah?
This is going to be, this is epic, folks. But again, you heard it here on Nerd Informants. You could have caught it on Facebook and, of course, Twitter as well, if you follow us, by the way. Follow at Nerd Informants on Twitter and on Facebook. We're easy to find, Nerd Informants. I'm totally name-dropping here, Mick Jagger. Let me just tell you this. I know you're not into gaming that much, and I am. I'm kind of, taking one for the team when it comes to gaming here at Nerd Informants HQ. But, friends, let me just tell you this. There's a person that really loves No Man's Sky a lot.
Yeah?
And this man is a gamer.
Yeah.
This man is a very ambitious gamer, and he's extremely dedicated. Do you know what this gamer did?
He turned it off.
That's not showing any ambition. That's just giving up. That's rage quitting, Timothy.
What did he do?
This man spent a couple of hours every day, over about a 2-week period, and it took him about 2 weeks, and he walked across an entire planet in no man's sky.
Wow.
One planet. He spent weeks walking across a single planet. That is a dedicated gamer, friends. Everybody should aspire to such gaming greatness as that man that spent that time walking across a planet in no man's sky. Do you have that level of dedication, Tim?
No, but it just makes me think of the Proclaimers song.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be that man that
walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Okay. Final question for you all on this edition of Nerd Informants, episode number 17, and Tim's going to weigh in on this one as well. Obviously, it's been revealed that the PS4 Pro will be coming out this year. You'll be able to pick one up at your local store of choice this November. The question is, though, is the PS4 Pro enough to make you, as a gamer or a lover of all things Sony, go out there and buy a whole new, brand new 4K TV, just so you can enjoy the true gifts that the PS4 Pro might provide you, including high dynamic range where your colors will pop. Your blacks will be deep. A lot of depth and color, richness, the vast masses of the PS4 Pro. Would you buy a whole new TV for that?
No.
Why not?
I have no money.
Well, 4K TVs right now are easily accessible to the masses. It's not uncommon for you to go out there and spend a couple of $1,000s just to be able to enjoy the full benefits that Sony is touting in the PlayStation 4 Pro. We just thought we would share that tidbit of information for you people out there. We consider that very important consumerism.
I don't need both kidneys, right? I can live without one of them, right?
You could definitely do that.
What are those going for the market on, $2,000-$3,000?
I'm not savvy in the black market realm and the donation of organs there, Timothy.
I'll take my liver out, my heart.
That is very scary. Folks, I apologize for my co-host here. Timothy, this was a rapid-fire, very quick episode number 17 of Nerd Informants for our fine nerdly and geekly friends out there in internet land that want to continue to follow us and watch our hijinks as we bring you that nerdtastic information on collectibles, video games, movies, pop culture, and so much more. Where can they find us?
It's easy. Okay, there's this thing called Facebook.
There is something called Facebook.
There's a big bar at the top, and it says search. You type in nerd, then Informants, put it together, hit enter, and there we are. Do the same thing for Twitter, for YouTube, for ChristianSingleMingle.com.
Oh dear Lord, I can't believe you just dropped that. He
for
did.
FarmersOnly.com.
He did.
Nerd Informants. We're on all of them.
It's all about the almanac with him, anyway. Okay, is that it? Is it that easy?
Yeah, it's that easy. All you gotta do, get your hands on some social media, some YouTube, some Facebook, Twitter. Hopefully someday we'll be on Instagram. We'll be on Instagram eventually, I'm sure.
Possibly, when we find interesting things to post.
When we get out more in the public, we don't really leave headquarters or the movie theater very often. But when we do, we'll get ourselves one of them Instagrammies. So.
Well, buddy, this edition is now closed and on the books. We finally have the proper number of Nerd Informants episodes. We jump forward in time to be on the correct number of 17. That means next week's episode is number 18. Any parting words for our geekly and nerdly friends, sir?
Hail Hydra.
That's it?
Yeah, Hail Hydra.
Keep it nerdy, friends. Avoid stray accidents with cheese graters, and by all means, when you're out in public, always carry an air sickness bag. Until next time, stay nerdy. Give me a nerd high five.
Hey, thanks for busting in on the Proclaimers with me. That means a lot.
I didn't know what the words were.
Oh, I do.
I didn't know what the words were. Why would you put me on the spot like that?
Well, you started going for it, so I thought, okay, he knows the words like I do. This is great.
If somebody would have chose Beyonce, it would have been a lot easier. I'm better at Beyonce.
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Now put your hands up, all